Hey guys, Kurt with Eat Sleep Drive here, and Honda invited us here to check out the all-new Civic Si. And this is the first time I've seen this car in person with this amazing color, and I already forget what the color is, but it's sort of a burnt orange color. We're gonna do a walk around. I'm gonna show you guys around this thing. I just did a review of the regular Civic and the Civic hatch, which I really enjoyed, so I'm very much looking forward to this. And a quick plug to a future video. In about 2 weeks or so, mid-November, we're gonna be driving this car out in Malibu, so we're actually going to be taking it for a spin. Today we're just going to be looking around and seeing what it's like. So let's kind of walk around the car with you and show you the side. What I really like about this thing, outside of the color and the black accents, are the black wheels, especially the style of wheels in this sort of rotor-esque fashion. I like the machine lip on the outside, and then you can see they have the HPD sort of package on the outside where the front lip is and the side strakes, all blacked out, of course. As we kind of go down the side, not any different than the traditional car, but you kind of have this aggressive sort of edge on the car, which I think gives it kind of a more muscular look. And it looks kind of European to me in some angles. As we get towards the back here, one thing I really want to point out with the car is that they only offer this in the sedan version. The SI is only offered in sedan, and that to me seems like a bit of a bummer. I think they're lost out a little bit on some people that like the hatchback. You especially think about the last generation Type R being the hatchback. Everybody loves that car. It's a little more usable and drives just about the same. But going back to some of the things that the SI offers, obviously this wing on the back, this rear spat as well, HPD package, blacked out chrome, blacked out emblems. And as we transition to inside, just kidding. So now that we have access to the car, as I locked us out, we're gonna take a look on the inside. I'm gonna pop in here. One of the things I really like about this is the kind of like homage to the old car with the red stitching. You kind of have this red accents in the seats, you have red accents in the door cards, and even in this honeycomb grille, they have red accents around that. 6-speed manual, of course, and that is the only option for the SI. There is no automatic, which I love. And they claimed that they set up this pedal box perfectly for heel toe, and I will say, just from sitting in it and obviously without driving it, it feels like that could be a thing. And the shifter itself feels really good. It feels like a Honda should. And I just reviewed the manual hatchback, which has the same transmission, and that felt good. I believe the throws are a little bit shorter in the SI, so they improve that kind of thing. Interior looks super cool, and it still has this sort of textured material in the center console that they're trying to get away from the piano gloss black plastic. But the seats are fabric and they are extremely well bolstered, although quite wide. So they will fit, I bet, a wide range of sizes and shapes for people. But SI logo, as you can see here on the seat. So I'm gonna kind of put the seat in a position that I would drive in. I like to be as low as humanly possible. And then I'm going to bring this seat up a little bit, forward. Maybe that's a little aggressive. And I'm 6'1", and I still have plenty of head clearance here. And this is even with a sunroof that obviously takes up a little bit of room. And the nice part too is this wheel telescopes, obviously goes up and down, but telescopes. So I can get this nice and close, get myself in a really nice driving position. And I really thought that the base Civic offered a lot of, in terms of driving sort of dynamics and seating position, all that stuff was really good in the base car, and that's of course carried over here. But very much looking forward to driving this car on the road. Let's hop over to look at the race car. What's interesting about it is the fact that the 1.5 liter engine, which is the same that's in the regular Civic Si, is completely unchanged from the race car. So outside of cooling, they did change some of the cooling, but This car races in endurance series, 25-hour endurance races, and for that engine to hold up to race abuse for 25 hours straight is really impressive, and I think speaks to the durability that you'll get in the standard Civic Si engine. So we got them to pop the hood for us, and first of all, I don't know if you guys could see this on the side profile. Look how vertical this hood gets. Gonna be really nice actually for working under the hood of this car. It seems like a silly touch to me, but I really appreciate that personally. Let's dive into this engine a little bit, and they haven't released all the specs for it just yet. But what we do know is that the turbocharger is a little different than the 1.5 liter turbo that is on the Honda Touring model. So it is a beefier version of that. And they did some other interesting changes that they have revealed so far and what we know. Specifically, one of the things that I'm most interested about is because when I drove the 1.5 liter turbo in the Touring model, one of the things I complained about most was rev hang. And they have lightened the flywheel by 5 pounds in this car, and I really hope that addresses a lot of the rev hang. I know a bunch of that rev hang is sort of tuning based, so hopefully they adjusted it with the tuning, hopefully they adjusted it with the flywheel, and it just revs freer. And another thing that will be of interest to people, this car makes 200 horsepower, which seems weird because most manufacturers only go up in horsepower. The last generation Si had 205 horsepower, so you're probably like, why would this car have less horsepower than the previous generation? Well, the big thing is they worked on getting that torque down low. So the peak torque comes on 300 RPM lower, and just the area under the curve, there's more horsepower over more of the RPM range. So they're really trying to address getting more power early on and feeling that lower end kick from the turbo. So I think it's one of those cars that the numbers will suggest, at least from a peak powers perspective, that it looks like the car has regressed. But when we start to see times 0 to 60 and things on lapping sessions, I think we'll see that this car will be probably quite a bit faster than the previous car. I hope you guys like seeing that first look of the Si. Once again, 200 horsepower, just about as much torque, 1.5 liter turbo. Super excited to see it. We'll plug the channel in 2 weeks, come back, and we'll have one driving this car, which will be much more interesting than this video, of course, because you want to see what it's like to drive on the road. But overall, really like the color, really like what they did with the interior, with the red accents, and certainly the outside looks really good as well with these HPD touches in the black chrome outside. Yet to be seen what that looks like and holds up long term when it's gloss black like that and gets all kind of scratches in it, but right now it looks amazing, especially in this light. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Eat, Sleep, Drive TV on Instagram. Hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed it, and once again, check us out in a couple weeks when we drive this car. See ya. Alrighty. Audio.
Right, it's recording.
I know you think that's so funny.
It gets me every time.